Before we begin our journey tonight, a brief note. This episode of Sleepy Psychology is brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic specializing in the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center proudly serves all 50 states, bringing expert care directly to you wherever you are. To learn more about their comprehensive services and how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. Welcome, dear listener, to this gentle exploration into one of the most fascinating moments in the history of psychotherapy. Tonight, we drift together into the story of Gloria, a brave young woman who, in 1965, allowed cameras into the most private of spaces to create what would become known as the Gloria Films. As you settle into your comfortable space, allow yourself to be transported back to a time when the inner sanctum of the therapist's office was among the most hallowed and mysterious of spaces. The year is 1965, and the world of psychotherapy stands at a crossroads. For decades, therapy has remained shrouded in mystery, hidden behind closed doors. Into this landscape steps Dr. Everett Sjostrom, a California therapist with a revolutionary idea that would forever change how we understand psychotherapy. He envisions a film demonstration that would pull back the curtain on modern talk therapy, revealing the profound differences between major therapeutic approaches of the time. That someone willing to be vulnerable is Gloria Szymanski, a 31-year-old divorced mother living in California. Gloria is not seeking treatment for severe mental illness, nor is she in crisis. She is an ordinary woman facing ordinary challenges of modern life. 3 years earlier, she had ended her marriage and now navigates single parenthood while raising her young daughter. Her concerns are deeply relatable. How should she explain the facts of life to her daughter? How should she approach dating as a single mother? How can she be honest about her own needs while maintaining appropriate boundaries? Dr. Sjostrom's plan is elegant in its simplicity. Gloria will meet with 3 prominent psychotherapists, each representing a different school of thought. Each session will be filmed, allowing viewers to witness not just the techniques of each therapist, but Gloria's responses to these different styles. At the end, Gloria will reflect and share which approach she found most helpful. The 3 therapists represent the cutting edge of 1960s psychological thought. First is Carl Rogers, the gentle, grandfatherly figure who revolutionized therapy with his client-centered approach. Rogers believes deeply in the inherent wisdom of every individual, focusing on creating conditions for clients to discover their own solutions rather than having solutions imposed by an expert. Second is Fritz Perls, the intense founder of Gestalt therapy. Perls brings a confrontational, here-and-now approach that challenges clients to take responsibility and experience emotions fully in the present moment. His method is often uncomfortable but can lead to profound breakthroughs in self-awareness. Third is Albert Ellis, the brilliant founder of what would become cognitive behavioral therapy. Ellis believes emotional problems stem from irrational beliefs and faulty thinking patterns, focusing on helping clients identify and challenge destructive thought processes through logic and reason. As you rest comfortably tonight, breathing slowly and naturally, imagine the courage it took for Gloria to agree to this experiment. In an era when therapy was stigmatized, Gloria chose to make her therapeutic journey public, understanding that her vulnerability could help demystify therapy for others. The first session begins with Carl Rogers, and immediately the atmosphere is one of warmth and acceptance. Rogers embodies the principles he teaches about therapeutic relationships. As Gloria settles across from him, there is an immediate sense of safety that emanates from Rogers' presence. This results from decades of careful thought about creating optimal conditions for human growth. Rogers begins not with probing questions but with a simple invitation for Gloria to share whatever feels important. This reflects a core principle of client-centered therapy. Clients are experts on their own lives and possess the wisdom necessary for healing. The therapist's role is to create conditions allowing the client's healing wisdom to emerge. Rogers demonstrates 3 essential conditions for therapeutic growth. First is genuineness, the therapist's ability to be authentic rather than hiding behind a professional facade. Second is unconditional positive regard, a deep caring for the client as a person regardless of their struggles. Third is empathic understanding, sensing the client's inner world while maintaining awareness it is their experience. Throughout their session, Rogers employs what appears deceptively simple. He listens deeply and reflects back what he hears. But this masks profound sophistication. Rogers helps Gloria hear herself more clearly, understand her feelings more deeply, and recognize patterns that might otherwise remain hidden. When Gloria expresses worry about being honest with her daughter, Rogers helps her explore the conflict between authenticity and fear of being a bad mother. He doesn't offer advice but helps Gloria discover her own wisdom. Through careful attention, he helps her recognize that her desire for honesty comes from love, not selfishness. The power of Rogers' approach lies not in dramatic interventions but in steady provision of conditions allowing natural healing to occur. Like a gardener providing proper soil and sunlight, Rogers creates the relational environment allowing Gloria's wisdom to emerge. He trusts her capacity for growth, and this trust becomes a powerful healing force. As the session progresses, viewers observe subtle but significant changes in Gloria. She becomes more relaxed, open, willing to explore difficult feelings. This results not from Rogers telling her what to think, but from being truly heard and accepted. In this accepting relationship, Gloria begins accepting herself more fully. The atmosphere shifts dramatically as Gloria moves to Fritz Perls. Where Rogers embodied warmth, Perls presents intense, challenging energy. With his heavy accent and penetrating gaze, Perls signals this will be a very different therapeutic experience. Perls wastes no time establishing Gestalt therapy ground rules. He challenges Gloria to take responsibility for her words, feelings, and choices. When she speaks in generalities, he redirects her to the here and now, to present moment experience. This focus on present awareness is a Gestalt cornerstone, based on Perls' belief that healing occurs through experiencing problems fully in the present, not talking about them. The contrast with Rogers is immediate. Where Rogers accepted Gloria's self-presentation, Perls challenges what he perceives as defenses. When Gloria speaks inauthentically, he confronts her directly, sometimes harshly. At one point he calls her a phony, visibly shaking Gloria and creating tension that could have derailed the session. But Perls' confrontational style isn't random cruelty. It's a therapeutic technique based on understanding how people avoid authentic contact with themselves and others. In Gestalt theory, suffering comes from fragmenting ourselves, disowning uncomfortable parts of our experience. Perls believes Gloria has learned to present a socially acceptable version that may not reflect her true feelings. His confrontational approach breaks through these defenses, helping her contact disowned aspects of herself. When he challenges her authenticity, he's helping her recognize ways she avoids full self-awareness. The technique Perls uses most is staying with the experience. When Gloria intellectualizes, Perls brings her back to immediate bodily sensations and present moment awareness. He asks her to notice body feelings, breathing, posture, and what it might communicate. This embodied focus reflects Perls' belief that the body holds wisdom the mind tries to avoid. In Gestalt therapy, symptoms aren't pathological conditions to eliminate but creative adaptations that once served a purpose. The goal is full awareness so new choices become possible. When Gloria discusses concerns about her daughter, Perls doesn't focus on content but on how she avoids taking responsibility for her desires. He challenges her to own her sexuality and right to pursue relationships rather than hiding behind concerns about appropriate motherhood. The session with Perls is marked by breakthrough moments when Gloria moves from intellectual discussion to genuine emotional contact. These often come after resistance or conflict, as if confrontation creates energy needed for authentic expression. Perls understands that conflict isn't an obstacle to growth but often a necessary component. The third session brings Gloria to Albert Ellis, whose approach differs completely from both Rogers and Perls. Ellis, with his sharp intellect and rapid speaking, represents the rational cognitive approach to healing. Where Rogers focused on relationship and Perls emphasized present experience, Ellis directs attention to thoughts and beliefs creating emotional disturbance. Ellis demonstrates his fundamental premise. Emotional problems aren't caused by external events but by our beliefs about those events. This insight would become the foundation of cognitive behavioral therapy, representing a revolutionary shift in understanding psychological suffering. Ellis introduces Gloria to the ABC model. A represents the activating event, B represents beliefs about that event, and C represents emotional consequences. Ellis argues that most people mistakenly believe a cause is C, that external events directly cause emotions. In reality, it's B, our beliefs about events, that creates emotional experience. As Gloria shares concerns about dating and her daughter, Ellis immediately identifies irrational beliefs contributing to distress. When she worries about being judged as a bad mother for pursuing relationships, Ellis challenges this belief's logic, asking her to examine evidence and recognize it's based on arbitrary social conventions and personal fears. Ellis's approach is notably more directive than Rogers or Perls. While Rogers waited for Gloria's insights and Perls challenged her to experience feelings, Ellis actively teaches new thinking patterns. He provides information, offers alternative perspectives, and directly challenges irrational beliefs. Ellis introduces key concepts forming rational emotive behavior therapy's foundation. First is masturbation, turning preferences into absolute demands. When Gloria says she must be perfect or should always prioritize her daughter, Ellis helps her distinguish between healthy preferences and unhealthy demands. Second is awfulizing, catastrophizing about negative events. When Gloria worries about dating consequences, Ellis helps her examine whether outcomes would truly be as terrible as imagined, teaching her to rate problems realistically rather than catastrophically. Third is low frustration tolerance, believing we cannot stand discomfort. Ellis challenges Gloria's assumption that she cannot tolerate her daughter's disapproval or that managing dating complexities is too difficult, helping her recognize her own strength and resilience. Throughout the session, Ellis demonstrates disputation, actively challenging irrational beliefs through logical analysis. When Gloria expresses self-defeating beliefs, Ellis asks for evidence, explores alternatives, and helps develop more rational thinking patterns. The session concludes with Gloria having gained cognitive tools for managing emotional life. She's learned to identify and challenge irrational beliefs, distinguish preferences from demands, and accept herself unconditionally while working toward goals. As cameras continue rolling, Gloria faces the challenging moment of reflecting on her 3 therapeutic experiences and choosing which approach she found most helpful. This unprecedented client perspective on therapeutic effectiveness would surprise many viewers. Sitting quietly, Gloria processes the profound experiences she's undergone. In a single day, she's encountered 3 radically different approaches to understanding psychological concerns. With Rogers, she experienced healing power of unconditional acceptance. With Perls, she accessed hidden parts of herself through present moment awareness. With Ellis, she gained practical tools for managing thoughts and emotions. When asked which approach she found most beneficial, Gloria's response surprises many. Despite Rogers' warmth and Ellis's practical tools, Gloria chooses Fritz Perls and the Gestalt approach as most helpful. She explains that while Perls' session was uncomfortable and confrontational, it was also most energizing and transformative. She felt Perls helped her access avoided parts of herself, and this contact with authentic feelings was exactly what she needed. Gloria's choice reflects an important insight about therapeutic change. Healing often requires moving through discomfort rather than around it. While Rogers' acceptance felt good and Ellis's approach made sense, Perls' challenging confrontation catalyzed the deepest change. The immediate aftermath reveals complexity in Gloria's response. True to her preference, Gloria pursues additional therapy with Perls after filming. However, this continued relationship proves brief and ultimately unsatisfactory. According to sources, Gloria terminates work with Perls after a short time, finding the confrontational approach less helpful in ongoing therapeutic work. This outcome illustrates an important distinction between dramatic single-session impact and sustained work required for lasting change. While Perls' approach provided a powerful breakthrough, it may not have offered the sustained support longer-term work requires. What happens to Gloria in following years reveals both benefits and costs of her extraordinary contribution. Initially, Gloria embraces her role in advancing therapeutic understanding, occasionally appearing at psychiatry conferences alongside film screenings. However, as years pass, her relationship with the films becomes complicated. What began as educational tools gradually expand beyond original scope, eventually being shown in commercial theaters alongside mainstream entertainment. In 1976, the Gloria Films appear in Boston theaters, listed with popular movies. This commercialization of her private moments represents a profound violation of Gloria's original understanding. The expansion brings Gloria face to face with unintended consequences of her generosity. What she agreed to as professional education has become public entertainment, with her intimate struggles displayed for audiences who may lack understanding or respect for the therapeutic process. In May 1977, Gloria, now Gloria Etcher following remarriage, files a $275,000 lawsuit against Dr. Sjostrom and Psychological Films, seeking to prevent future commercial use and obtain compensation. Unfortunately, her lawsuit fails due to the expansive release form she originally signed, which granted broad distribution rights beyond the educational context she envisioned. Despite the legal setback, films continue being distributed, even appearing on broadcast television in 1979. Each new venue represents another instance of Gloria's private therapeutic work being displayed without her current consent, causing ongoing distress. The personal cost becomes even more poignant when we learn Gloria's fate. In 1979, at the tragically young age of 45, Gloria dies of leukemia, ending a life marked by extraordinary generosity and significant suffering. Her death occurs just 2 years after her failed legal attempt to regain control over her therapeutic sessions. Gloria's story doesn't end with her death. In 2013, more than 3 decades later, her daughter Pamela J. Burry publishes Living with the Gloria Films, A Daughter's Memory. This thoughtful book completes Gloria's life story, debunks myths that had grown around her participation, and provides a daughter's perspective on having one's mother's therapy sessions become public property. The story of Gloria and the 3 therapeutic approaches offers profound lessons extending far beyond the therapy room. From Rogers, we learn the transformative power of being truly seen and accepted. From Perls, we discover the value of present moment awareness and authentic self-expression. From Ellis, we understand how our thoughts profoundly impact our emotional experience. These approaches address different aspects of human experience, offering different pathways to healing. Rogers teaches acceptance and empathy, Perls shows authentic present moment living, and Ellis provides tools for rational thinking and emotional management. Together, they create a comprehensive framework for personal growth. Gloria's courage in sharing her therapeutic journey serves as inspiration for all seeking to live more authentically. Her story reminds us that we all have potential to change, grow, and create more fulfilling lives for ourselves and those we care about. As our journey through Gloria's remarkable story draws to a close, it's time to allow these insights to settle deeply into your consciousness as you prepare for peaceful sleep. Tonight, you've traveled through landscapes of acceptance, authenticity, and rational understanding, witnessing courage that has contributed to healing countless others. Find yourself now in complete comfort and safety, feeling gentle support of whatever surface holds your body. As you settle deeper, allow breathing to become slower and more natural, each exhale releasing remaining tension, each inhale bringing peace and tranquility. Imagine yourself in a beautiful, serene therapy room, not unlike where Gloria met her 3 therapists, but this one exists in perfect peace and understanding. The lighting is soft and warm, creating safety and acceptance. You sense the presence of wise, compassionate guides supporting your own healing journey. Feel the presence of Carl Rogers nearby, emanating gentle acceptance and unconditional positive regard. His presence reminds you that you are worthy of love and acceptance exactly as you are, with all your strengths and struggles, hopes and fears. Allow this acceptance to wash over you like warm, golden light, dissolving any harsh self-judgment you may carry. Feel this golden light flowing through your entire body, starting at your head and moving slowly downward. As it touches your forehead, it smooths away worry lines. As it flows around your eyes, it releases strain from trying to judge your worth. As it moves through jaw and neck, it allows you to soften tension from holding back your authentic voice. The light continues through your shoulders, which may have carried the weight of trying to be perfect. Feel these shoulders dropping and relaxing as you remember you are enough just as you are. The acceptance flows through your arms and hands, reminding you that everything you've done has been part of your unique learning journey. Now sense Fritz Perls' presence, bringing energy of authenticity and present moment awareness. His presence reminds you that this moment is the only moment that truly exists, and in this moment, you have access to all wisdom and strength you need. Feel yourself becoming more present, aware of your body resting comfortably, breath flowing naturally, heart beating steadily. Allow Perls' energy to help you connect with your true self, the self existing beneath all roles you play and masks you wear. This authentic self is whole and complete, possessing innate wisdom about what you need for healing and growth. Feel this authentic self stirring within you, gentle and knowing, ready to guide you toward greater wholeness. Finally, sense Albert Ellis' presence, bringing clarity of rational thought and tools for emotional self-management. His presence reminds you that you have more control over your emotional experience than you might realize, and that by examining and adjusting thoughts and beliefs, you can create greater peace in your life. Feel Ellis' energy of rational clarity moving through your mind like a gentle breeze, helping clear away irrational fears, self-defeating beliefs, or unnecessary worries. This is kind and wise energy that helps you see your situation more clearly and respond more effectively to life's challenges. Allow this clarity to help you recognize that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances, but have power to choose your responses and create positive change. Feel any anxiety or depression beginning to lift as you remember that thoughts are not facts, and you can learn to think in ways that support rather than undermine your well-being. Now imagine these three wise presences, Rogers, Perls, and Ellis, along with Gloria's spirit, surrounding you with their combined wisdom and support. Each offers unique gifts: acceptance, authenticity, and rational clarity. Together, they create a powerful field of healing energy supporting your own growth and self-discovery. Feel yourself held and supported by this field of wisdom and compassion. You are not alone in your struggles or growth. You are part of a long lineage of human beings who have sought to understand themselves more deeply, heal their wounds, and live more authentically. Gloria's courage in sharing her therapeutic journey has contributed to this lineage, and now you too are part of this ongoing story of human healing. As you rest in this field of support and wisdom, allow any remaining tension or worry to simply dissolve away. There is nothing you need to do right now except rest and allow natural healing processes of your body and mind to do their work. Your unconscious mind will continue processing and integrating insights you've received tonight, weaving them into your ongoing personal development journey. Feel your body becoming heavier and more relaxed with each breath. Your arms and legs feel pleasantly heavy, as if sinking into the comfortable surface supporting you. Your breathing becomes slower and deeper, each exhale taking you further into relaxation and peace. Your mind begins to quiet, thoughts becoming less frequent and less important as you drift toward restorative sleep depths. Know that as you sleep tonight, your dreams may carry you on further journeys of self-discovery and healing. You may find yourself in conversations with wise guides, or exploring landscapes representing different aspects of your inner world. Or you may simply experience deep, dreamless sleep, allowing your body and mind to restore and rejuvenate. Trust in the natural wisdom of your own healing process. Just as Gloria found her path through different therapeutic approaches, you too will find your way toward greater wholeness and well-being. The insights and tools you've encountered tonight are now part of your inner resources, available whenever you need them. Feel yourself floating now, like a leaf on a gentle stream, carried by currents of peace and understanding toward restorative sleep depths. There is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to do, no one you need to be except exactly who you are in this moment. You are safe, supported, and exactly where you need to be. Allow Gloria's story and the 3 therapeutic approaches to fade gently into the background as your own story of healing and growth continues to unfold. Rest now knowing you have within you everything needed for your journey, and each step toward greater self-understanding and authenticity is a gift not only to yourself, but to all those whose lives you touch. Sleep peacefully, dear listener, knowing you are part of the ongoing human story of courage, growth, and healing. May your dreams be filled with wisdom and peace, and may you wake tomorrow with renewed sense of your own capacity for growth, healing, and positive change. Sweet dreams, and may Gloria's courage continue inspiring your own journey toward wholeness and authenticity. Rest well, and remember that every moment offers new opportunity for growth, understanding, and connection with the deepest truths of who you are. The journey continues and you are never alone. This episode of Sleepy Psychology was brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic dedicated to the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center is committed to providing expert, compassionate care across all 50 states, bringing specialized support directly to you, wherever you are. To explore their comprehensive services and learn how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. May your dreams be serene and your rest be deep. Good night.